So getting into some more stories, that anti-graft agencies are raising red flags over possibilities of corruption and inappropriate dealings in government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic in this country. According to them, the acquisition of sanitary products and other services to fight the pandemic may have created breeding grounds for corruption. They've also been calling for an audit of the country's COVID-19 interventions.
Worldwide, over 73 million cases of COVID-19 have been recorded, with nearly 2 million deaths. Global response to the deadly virus means countries are racing against time to deal with the impact on their citizens. But inherent in the interventions are opportunities for corruption.
The response to the virus is creating new opportunities to exploit weak oversight and inadequate transparency, diverting funds away from people in their hour of greatest need. Unscrupulous merchants peddle faulty products such as defective ventilators, poorly manufactured tests, or counterfeit medicines. And collusion among those who control supply chains has led to outrageous costs of much-needed goods, skewing the market and denying many people life-saving treatment.
In Ghana, there are calls for an audit into the interventions aimed at cushioning citizens in their greatest time of need.
There is the need to integrate transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption measures in COVID-19 recovery efforts, and wrongdoing is sanctioned.
Deputy Commissioner at Shraj, Mercy Labi, wants the issue tackled with all stakeholders, both public and private, on board.
Public sector corruption is inexcusable, but we cannot effectively fight endemic corruption in our society if we do not extend the effort to all sectors of our society.
For Country Director of Send Ghana, George Osei Bimpe, there are reasonable grounds for suspicion of procurement breaches and underhand dealings in the services undertaking during the height of a pandemic in Ghana.
Many of the people who were cooking food or providing food were known political activists. As to how they were selected, as to how they qualified to even provide catering services, are all shrouded in some opaqueness. Some people who had come from outside the country and were camped in certain hotels were able to pay their way out. Instead of undergoing the mandatory 14-day isolation or quarantine, some people paid bribe to the security agencies to get out. Even as to how the person who is undertaking the test at the border was contracted, we do not have information. There's a whole lot of secrecy, opaqueness around that.
Local businesses have not been spared the brunt of the pandemic. Companies are still counting their losses. Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, has been contributing to discussions during an event to mark Anti-Corruption Day.
Private sector companies made a lot of donations to government and to various institutions. It is important that we monitor to see how those donations went, who it went to, and how they were utilized. Some of the donations went to individual agencies. How were they monitored? How were they managed?
Anti-graft bodies say monitoring and strengthening public institutions coupled with private sector participation could help reduce corruption risks, even as the country looks to rebound from the deadly pandemic.